Start the podcast.
I was gonna say people already turned it off, man.
No, they're intrigued.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, what's gonna happen?
What is this siren song?"
It's police sirens they're hearing. They're gonna take you away. Hey guys, welcome back to Say That. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yeah, we do appreciate it
very, very much. We're very excited to have you. We're very excited for today's episode. We have another guest with us because we're trying to do that thing now. We're trying to entertain you guys with some folks you don't know because I know you're tired of hearing me talk.
Yep, 100%. I'm tired of
Will's
hearing you talk.
real tired of hearing me talk. We have Alex Hale, a.k.a. Hailstorm, a.k.a. Big Daddy in the house.
What up?
What's up, Alex? How's it going, brother?
Good, man. How are you guys?
Good. Alex is a producer, a wonderful computer scientist, programmer, dear friend of the podcast, and
he made our website.
Human friend as well. Also a human friend of ours.
Mostly a human friend.
Depends on the day.
Okay.
Well, sometimes.
You're always my friend.
Here's a technical detail.
What's
and
that?
Alex, let's see if you can clarify that. Did you make our website or did you arrange the
I
website?
told robots how to make it correctly. And they listen real good.
He secured the domain name.
I did secure the domain name.
So expand on that a little bit. What do you mean you got robots to do it? I haven't seen a robot in your house, so I don't know that I fully believe what you're telling me right now.
Well, I mean, you know at this point by now, computers are made up of ones and zeros.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot that goes on in between those ones and zeros and me typing on the keyboard.
Yeah.
So, for simplicity, we
Yeah.
call them robots.
Okay, I
They're
got
doing
you.
all the real work. They're building that website for me, and I'm telling them how to do it.
They're like little worker ants.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Soldiers, dog.
Pretty much
Straight
every
soldiers.
modern day project on the web involves, like he said, it pretty much literally is telling other robots to arrange themselves to look at things.
That's crazy.
Because it's like you don't really do...
So you're building programs that are based off of other programs, like programs are building it.
Yeah, well, it started, you could do things on the computer. Well, this thing's really hard to do and it takes a week. Let's build something that makes it easy to do in 10 minutes. Then we take that thing and I got to make it work with this other thing. And then those two things become one thing. And then we keep upgrading that. And then that turns into a tool of another tool. And it keeps going. It keeps building. And eventually you get to a point where I get to write one line of code and it does a million things for me. So
That's
I'm
so crazy.
lucky to be where I'm
Yeah.
at in computer science versus where people have had to be.
Well, and self-taught on it too, right? Like
Yeah.
you mostly in the last year and a half, 2 years, taught
Yeah.
yourself how to do this stuff.
School doesn't prepare you for work.
Yeah, so
No, dude,
that's for sure.
We may have talked about this before, but our secondary education is broken. I think we have talked about this, but the
primary education's broken too.
Well, yeah, it's all kind of. Well, Aaron was nice enough on his first episode to detail all this shit for you guys.
I remember that. You were
What's
right.
it based on?
You were spot
Prussian
on.
military academies is where
Yes,
all the
that's
bullshit
right.
we deal with.
Yeah.
Standardized testing should be illegal because we're all different.
Well, let me just say now, since we're on the subject, go check out our fucking website, man.
Oh yeah.
Give us-
www.savethatpodcast.com. It's easy to remember.
Give us a hit.
Heck
Let
yeah.
us get that hit, a dog.
Them hitters.
Got a new one coming, by the way.
Do we?
Reworking the whole website. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
A
gonna
ton
be
of new
super
features that'll be really useful. I wanted guests to be able to do their own thing, so I have this idea of every time you have a guest on, they get to make a little, we'll call it a profile. And then on the website, you can go to guests and you can see every guest that's ever been on any
That's
episode. And you just click on their name and it pulls up a little bit something about them. Their SoundCloud, their Twitter, a little description, who they are, and
Drop
maybe a
links in
picture.
it. That's super tight.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be slick. We talked about the visual aspects. I don't want to give anything away, but it's gonna look really good.
I'm
too.
following that. Those ideas, yeah, I'm
It's gonna be
taking
really
that.
cool.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's going to look good.
I'm pumped.
Taking my time on it.
Also, email us at savethatpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, and just like, guys, we've been backing off of it because we felt kind of beggy, but if you guys would interact with this, it'd be fun for you and for us. So, like, if anybody has any ideas for stuff they want to hear, or if you just want to ask us a question, you want some advice, look, we're some advice boys. We'll help you out. Just
It'll be bad, but it'll be
send
advice.
us literally
It'll be
anything, and
advice.
it'll make it on the podcast because you guys aren't taking us up on that offer. So, send us some shit.
Talk to me. Even if you
I need
have
friends.
my personal phone number and you can text me and ask me questions, I prefer you
Send
go
us
through the
samples.
podcast.
Like if you have a really good fart one day, record that shit, bro. Send it to us.
Dude,
We'll make a
that's-
bass tone
that's some
out of
stuff
it.
Cameron,
we
I know
can
you got
use
some
on-
farts out there.
Yeah,
I know you're
I hear
listening, and I know
you,
you
Fred
got some
Frolicker. I
farts.
know you out there.
That's some stuff we could use for guest episodes too, though.
Yeah.
Farts?
Implement the samples people send us.
Yeah, no, that's 100% something we need to get back to working
Especially
on.
if it's
Yeah.
farts. It's, you know, if a guest who doesn't know about us, that would really let them know.
They just up and
kind of
Ben's
podcast.
playing a
Yeah.
keyboard of other people's farts. All right, speaking of farts, this is something I want to talk to you guys about. I was having a discussion last night. Have you guys noticed how some animals don't? They just keep moving while they poop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
cows,
speaking of-
horses. Hold on, what do you got for me? I need to see this idea fully through, but I do
Okay.
want to hear what you have to say.
There's a video of a toad taking a shit,
How do
Cool.
toads shit?
and it's gone viral. But it is
Of course it has.
like the size of a big dog shit, and it just keeps like hopping forward, and it like extends out.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
Science,
Wow.
dude.
Science. There you go.
There's a reasoning for some of this. So, like, specifically herbivores, horses, cows, things of that nature. Like dogs, cats, animals that are closer to the top of the food chain squat when they shit because they're not really worried about much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? They're like, come try me while I'm shitting. You'll
I'm in
regret
that
it.
category.
Yeah, me too. I'm a predator. I sit when I shit, you know, like all my other predator homies.
I sit when I shit.
Boy. But some animals like gazelles, you know, herbivores, they poop on the move.
They're, like, looking over their shoulders.
Because they have to. They have to do that. But we had a funny discussion yesterday about imagine a horse squatting to shit. Put that visual in your brain right now. Is that not the most ridiculous thing you've ever seen? A picture
It's
in your
honestly
mind's
terrifying.
eye.
I don't know if it has the knees for it, man.
No, but think about if it did. Yeah, no, their knees, their back legs are bent that way.
Yeah, I guess they
They can
make
do
happen.
it.
Whatever. I
mean-
didn't get the reaction I wanted
mean-
out of that.
No, I mean,
No,
I'm
it's-
with you.
Isn't that hilarious
They
picture?
also
Middle
have,
picture?
like-
It sounds like a family
Have you
family
ever
Guy bit.
seen like a horse up close, his butthole when he poops?
No.
It kind of comes, like the sphincter comes out a little bit and like
Pushes it.
pushes
Yeah.
it
The other
away.
thing is their poops. They're so the
don't have
ones
to
that are
squat.
grass fed. It's such a clean in and out. Like the whole process is so.
like if I
so
could stand
automatic.
up and my shit would just like go out and not like hit my thighs on the way down, I would stand up.
Well,
and
maybe
shit
if you
too.
lose 10 pounds, it won't hit your thighs.
Okay.
I mean,
we don't-
babies
we don't have to go
shit.
there.
I'm just kidding, bud.
Ouch.
Babies
What about
don't really
babies?
shit. They just make problems and accidents.
You ever changed a diaper before?
Boo-boos.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
It's not. There was no care.
I was cool
in
with
that.
kids
It
until I had to
just-
change a diaper one time. I'm still mad at my niece. All these years later, I'm still like, you nasty as hell. I don't fuck with you,
Have
Kenzie.
you guys seen the video of the hippo that's taking the shit and his tail wags
Yes.
around windmill style and he shoots it everywhere?
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I feel like herbivores like that. Their poop just runs through them.
Right, because it's just plant-based diet. Everything's smooth, well-oiled machine shit just falls right out of them.
It's fine.
I think that it's got something to do with carnivores. There's a little bit of like, there's some struggle in that shit, right? There was some struggle in that meal, and that shit's struggling on the way
That
out.
struggle goes from the top to bottom.
It from the whole tube. It follows the whole tube. That struggle
Man,
is still, that
struggle is
energy's
real.
still in there, bruh.
Struggle is
We're
real.
sounding super pro-vegan right now.
I want to clarify, I'm not.
Yeah.
I hate you if you don't eat animal products. I
No,
think
he doesn't.
I don't
hate
hate you. I just think you're pretentious.
No, I don't even care if you're vegan. It's when you tell me to be vegan is when I have
It's
a
the
problem.
evangelical vegans are the ones
Yeah.
that you have to like watch out for.
You gotta watch out for them. They'll turn you
They'll
into a
turn you.
vegan.
You're not looking, they'll snatch your kids up. turn
Yeah,
them-
come here,
turn them
kid.
off.
You
Yeah.
want a salad?
Let's get out of here before your dad eats you.
He's a murderer. Your dad's a murderer.
I've got a buddy who shit while running once just to prove that he could do it.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's hold on.
Okay.
Who is he trying to prove it to?
himself.
Oh, just for him?
Yeah, it wasn't like, all right, check this out, guys. It was like he came to us, later. I was like, yeah, I did this.
Guys, guess what I did yesterday?
And this is not a man. He would not lie about this.
Was it Joe?
No,
Was
you
it
don't,
Joe
you don't know
Shinneman?
This guy. This is an old friend. I haven't even talked to him in a long time.
Okay, I didn't mean to turn into the poop podcast. I just had to talk
In case
to you guys.
if you're out there and you're trying to do that to prove to yourself,
You
that
can.
run
You don't
shit,
have to do it.
Keep the knees up. keep the back.
Oh, high knees?
It's like a high knee, but with your back tilted backwards. So your ass is as close to the ground as you can get. You get the high knees.
So you look like those cartoon characters running from bombs.
Yeah, and eat a lot of fiber. You don't want a wet one.
I think a lot of I think a lot of shitting yourself challenges are self challenges. It's like, can I do this and get away with it?
Well, he took his pants off. It's not like
he was
shit
just
in
running
his
around.
but I'm
Hold on.
saying-
So mental image. This man has no pants on. I'm assuming he's at the track at his high school.
No, he's out in a field.
In a field. Okay, he's in a field by himself, no pants, and
yeah.
trying to poop while he runs.
No, he did poop on that.
Success.
But we're going to lose the 10 listeners we have if
No,
we don't.
because let's put this in perspective. I had never even considered pooping in motion until
No.
tonight.
And
Like,
now
I'd never thought about trying that.
Now I think it might
now
be
I
an-
kind of want to.
if the apocalypse
Dude,
comes,
We
if
get
the
so
zombies
many hits on YouTube if you did it on video.
if the zombies show up, you need to be able to poop on the move.
Yeah. We turn
It's
into
gonna be
herbivores.
important.
It will be eating grass.
Would we wear like special bags like horses have?
That's what, bro. I was geeking about the bags under their ass. You're on a carriage ride, and this thing is just shitting the whole time in a bag right under its butt. How peaceful! You're in traffic. There's a trough of shit in front of you. How is that an enjoyable, romantic thing to do? You're in Nashville. There's just drunk people vomiting on the sidewalk.
And that's pretty humiliating for the horse because they have this big bag of shit constantly hitting up against them as
Yeah.
they're walking.
They
He's
don't
like,
care,
look,
man.
the whole reason I poop this way is because it's behind me and it's
Yeah.
gone. I don't have to think about it again.
He's looking around. He's like, "You guys got cars, you got bikes, and I'm out here still strapped
Shitting
to
in a
this
bag.
thing."
Shitting in a
My
bag.
fucking turds are hitting me in the back of the leg. Man, gross.
I can relate.
He just wishes he was a racehorse.
It's like
They
just
treat him
a-
real good.
Yeah, no, they don't. They turn him into glue.
No,
All right.
not racehorses.
We're gonna make crunchy tunes for you
Let's
guys.
talk about horses for another hour. Yeah, so Ben and Alex and I got together and kind of broke the Save That rules. And
We cheated.
We don't have rules, okay? Fuck
right.
rules.
Look, rules
I'm
are for
tired-
oligarchs and cunts.
tired of
broke,
it.
we broke the Save That mold.
Thanks, Aaron.
Yes, that's better.
We broke the mold.
So generally, yeah, we try to
Generally,
keep it
we-
fully improvised
Right, but we kind of put some stuff together.
because we want to be good for you guys. We want to be better.
We can still improvise. Like,
Oh, for sure.
We're about to improvise right now.
it's just so much easier to have a framework.
Hey,
Set.
they wouldn't even have known if we didn't tell them.
But you know what?
We don't lie. We
We're
don't lie to
honest
you
here.
guys.
Lie.
We don't
We're
lie
honest.
to
We
you
don't lie.
guys.
We're an honest podcast.
A collective, we don't lie.
I've never lied once in my
It sounds like Brett Kavanaugh. I like beer. I don't ever lie. I'm innocent.
we worked our butts off for this podcast.
Yeah, worked our butts off. I went to Yale. I was
We're
top
not
of my
going to
class
come in
in
here
podcasting.
and tell you that, all right, so we're going to make a bass track and then have all this preset shit that we spent 4 hours on putting together.
Yeah, make
And then
it
pretend
Like we just
we
shit that
just
out.
did it on the spot
No.
because we are
30-minute
not
episode. We're
superheroes.
like, all right, we're out.
Yeah.
Peace, bitches.
We're gods. Look
No.
at us.
I think bass music is hard to make well especially if you don't make it a lot. So
It's also
This just works
That's
well.
what
That's
that's
one oh go ahead.
No, it's just that's what's funny about it is there's so much of it, and when you hear so much of it, and my ear holes are so oversaturated with wubs that you lose some appreciation for how difficult creating interesting bass sounds can be.
yeah,
It becomes this thing that you hear so much of, you assume that they just sit down and they just press a button and it's like, oh, that's a cool fart. I'll run with that.
it's a cool part.
But in reality, it's there's a lot of manipulation taking place at every note you're making. It's
Oh, yeah.
But that's
it's
why
not-
there's so many of them. G. Jones for one, but also EPROM.
EPROM
Here's-
is nasty.
if there's this many people doing it and there's this much access to technology to make it viable, why does so much of it sound the same?
Because here's the difference. When you let's take a non-EDM song, traditional band, they're making music. A master of drums he'll be intricate with the way he hits things because
Yeah.
he know the way you hit a rim of a snare is going to change the sound. That's not a common thing when you are in that type of music. You have a sound and you play with that sound, and that's how you make the song. You play different notes, you play different chords, you have different sections, different rhythms. That's cool. That's one way of writing music. Another way of writing music is changing the timbre, not changing the melody so much as you are changing the actual sound itself.
The tone.
The tone, everything about it. I mean, that's the thing about electronic music is you can go ham. You can change anything. You can practically turn any sound into anything you need within reasonable limits. So that's what the art becomes, because it's not that cool to hear a really nasty, gritty bass line played like Beethoven. Like, it just doesn't sound right. But if you can play a catchy lick and change the sound over time and make art out of that, that's how you get the entertainment. That's how you keep people listening.
You did just give me an idea, and you guys feel free to shut this down because it might just completely ruin everything we've planned for this episode. But it'd be really cool to take a classical song and just turn it into a monster.
Oh, they do it all the time.
Dude,
Is that a big thing?
Yeah,
Rusco does that?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't been keeping up with that guy.
He was playing a festival recently, and I think it was like a Beethoven track.
That's fire. I mean, I can imagine, like, the composition's incredible, right? So if you manipulate the sounds, like, you could make some cool-ass shit like that.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I want to do with this episode, too, because we have this preset track
You guys
with
want to
like
run
certain
it
melodies.
for folks real quick?
Yeah, we can play some of it. It would be really cool for me if we kind of mess with... Because what was funny, I was going to say this earlier, when we were making this, pretty much all the melodies and bass lines and stuff were the same notes that are going to be played for you, and it sounds like a bass track, but at first it sounded like a lo-fi beat.
Right,
and we were like,
did.
fuck, we gotta move away from this.
And then you just went in
because that's what
distorted.
the three of us naturally just kind of gravitate to that sound. We're like, oh, I like that sound. It's super smooth, cool. And we're like, oh, we're trying to make it grittier and more hardcore. And so that was 3 of the 4 hours, honestly. Like, we did the licks and everything really quickly, and then it was just like finding that sound.
Yep, sound design.
And so what I want to do with this episode, for me,
Shout out Wilbur Burr, thank you, sir.
if we did this and like kind of fucked with the sounds a little bit to kind of like, it'll be the same layout that we have, but kind of fuck with the sounds and see how different timbres, as you mentioned,
are gonna affect the track.
would affect the feel of the track.
Yeah.
I think that's a cool idea.
It is kind of funny though how it's really a personality test when you like produce music, because if you're making like heavy dubstep like all the time, for me, I could never fucking do that.
It took us a minute to get there. Like, it took us
because you guys just didn't. Everything in your body's like, stay away.
We literally sat down. We sat down. We're like, let's make a heavy bass track, and we started playing shit. We're like, yeah, this is cool. This is cool. And we all stopped for a second. We're like, wait, this is just a lo-fi beat. Like,
yeah, dude,
this is super smooth. We're like, we got to change these sounds.
You gotta crunch it
it's
up. It's
really hard to commit yourself to heavy sounds.
It's hard to commit yourself to something that's out of your wheelhouse, I guess.
Yeah.
I think that's one of my favorite things about this podcast is it takes you guys out of your comfort zone all the time.
Yeah.
It makes you do shit that you would never personally make. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy that a lot. To watch you guys, like when Ben was playing he's playing pedal steel on the MIDI. I was like, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
And that's funny too, you mentioned that, because after we recorded that, I was like, oh man, there's so many other ways I could have played that shit. And I have licks in my head that I when I listen to that track, I'm like, oh man.
I've said this before, but every episode we've done, I listen back to the track. I don't listen to the episodes because I don't want to hear myself talk. Yeah, talk. But every track I've listened to since we made them, it's like, oh, we could have done this, we could have done that.
Well, that's the whole thing is you can tinker with this shit forever. It's like a fantasy football team.
Maybe
you can
we'll
mess
come
with
back
it.
and do a remaster album.
Dude, we will. We'll take our favorites after like 20 episodes and make them sound decent, and we'll pop that out to you guys for $5 a piece, please.
$5 a piece on Patreon. Hit me
It would
up.
be like at Venice Beach, just sticking CDs in people's hands. Like, here, take it. My girl, Emily, didn't know about that. We went to Venice Beach, and she didn't know about like the CD dudes. And as we're walking up, I'm like, don't take anything from anyone because they want your money. Yeah, she's like,
give
what?
It to you and then
they'll walk up and they'll be like, hey, you want a mixtape? And they'll put it in your hand. And then they're like, fuck it, you owe me $10. And you're like, dude, what? I didn't agree to this contract.
Yeah.
Man. It is cool to be able to kind of work on something a little bit
beforehand.
Yeah,
no, definitely.
So that we can have a better idea of the progression of it and not just like pick sounds and sit here.
It also just takes a little pressure off and lets you it gives you, I think, more artistic freedom to mess around with what you already got than trying to build something from scratch. That can be pretty prohibitive. Like, you can deal with a lot of writer's block if you're trying to make
it goes both ways because now we're kind of stuck in this
pigeonholed.
Yeah, I don't know. It goes.
Fuck it. Play it. Let's play it.
We are pigeonholed, but I think it's more interesting for the listeners.
It's
a full thought out idea.
So this is what
just like picking sounds and
this is what they put together ahead of time that we were messing around with.
Right. I'm gonna mute the mic so they can we don't
Well,
ruin it.
Okay.
Or do you want to talk
No,
over
it's
it?
fine. I'll talk.
You want to ruin
I
it?
think
No.
Dylan really wanted to rap.
You want to ruin it?
No.
You want to ruin it?
I mean, I'm gonna anyway, but I won't right now. Yo.
Hey.
So
That
we're gonna go down a little bit of a rabbit hole for a second. Okay,
Good.
I'm taking over this podcast.
Yeah,
tonight.
thank you. You haven't
So-
said shit.
So when I listen to music, the way my brain works, because I think I'm a real. You know how some people divvy up, like you think in words or you think in images.
Yeah.
Everyone does both, but some people like lean towards. I'm a real like visual. Like when people say things to me, I'll come up with images of stuff in my
Yeah,
head.
like a horse taking a squat to
Like
shit.
I immediately thought. It's so funny.
It's great, dude. It's hilarious.
It's like okay. It's like it gets its little hind legs down,
Yeah.
but it's like standing up like real
in its face, you know, it's got the
proud.
shame like a dog. Like,
No, I think a horse would look up to the sky because it's a noble beast. It's a proud animal.
oh, the proud animal that we just been riding and whipping for hundreds of years. So proud.
Hey,
Sorry, go ahead. I want to hear what you
So when
have
I
to
hear
say.
songs in general, I always like, especially if it's an instrumental, I will create like weird scenes, like it's a
Yeah.
movie soundtrack.
Oh, I do the same thing.
Yeah,
Literally
for
the
this
exact same
one,
thing.
what I was thinking of, it's like an action movie, and it's the part where they're going to meet like some sort of underworld broker who's set up in a nightclub.
Yo.
This is the song that's playing as they're
Yeah,
like,
that's-
and they have all like the fish tank,
that is perfect.
fishnet tank top people raving around.
Yeah.
It's like the Matrix. That's
There's
what I-
like girls
This is
walking around with
Keanu
plates
Reeves. I
with,
was thinking
with-
Keanu
you
Reeves.
get like
indiscriminate
a-
powders on them. Just like
You get like a John Wick character walking down the street, and you hear that, and he's walking down the street. He gets close to the club. He looks up, and he hears that, and he's like, "All right." He walks in,
Yeah.
and it's just dubstep, and
then
he's
it-
looking for
Hey,
that
you're
head
not supposed
guy.
to be here.
Yeah,
There's a horse in the club just taking a shit.
yeah, dude. So I think it'd be it would behoove us to talk a little bit about what you guys did there, as far as like how you guys put that together, what that process looked like, since they're not gonna hear it like they usually do. Like how long did that take you guys? What was the general workflow looking like? Like how did you build that track?
So for the intro,
Yeah.
it started out much differently, and it's funny because the intro we have now is the ending that we came up with
Yeah.
after we worked on it for a while.
Yeah.
So I think that's the funny thing about making music is that you start an idea, and then as you progress on it and it begins to develop on its own, it then like yields new ideas out of that. So that's what happened with this, is that we kind of messed around with it, and like we were saying earlier, it turned into a lo-fi beat, and we were like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
And then so we were like, all right, let's add some like heavy bass and some other stuff, and then it got to that point of this intro right here, but the only thing we used originally was this.
What's another funny anecdote from making this is I tried to play the drum, like I played these drums on the pads, and I tried to make them double speed and just literally couldn't do it. I wanted it to be like, and I couldn't do it, dude.
Yeah.
I literally couldn't do it. But these two guys are way more technically oriented than I am. Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at like hearing something and sitting down and playing a scale to it
Yeah.
or playing chords to it, hearing it. But so a lot of it would be like, oh, I got a good idea, and I'd sit down and like play a little something, and then I'd stand up, and they would just like tinker with it
Yeah.
for fucking an hour.
And make it
Which is
sound
cool.
like something.
There's
That
a
is
lot
cool.
of things you can do in the audio spectrum.
Did you guys use any kind of analog? Like, was there any kind of analog instruments involved with this, or is this all straight out of Ableton?
We had some dope sounds coming from my Korg MS-20, but we were running into so much problems trying to record it and play it through the speakers and like keep our flow going. So we actually got hooked for like an hour trying to get those sounds into Ableton. We just said forget
Eventually,
it. Like
fuck
we
that.
were literally ruining our flow, and we were like, we need like to come out with, you know, at least something decent, something
Yeah.
semi put together. So yeah, we had to stop.
I would say it's more than semi put together. I think it's a cool track on its own, so I'm excited to mess around with it and kind of fuck with it. What is that sample from?
Yeah, it's an
I'm tired.
it's an Aaliyah sample.
Okay.
I'll play some of it for you.
Yeah, that's what's so crazy is how many tracks do you guys even have on this? Like, how many different...
Let's see,
It's got to be up there. It's
6
got to
or
be
7?
somewhere
30.
30,
30.
30, 40.
30?
Yeah.
30. You think about like a band, it's 5 people standing on a stage with instruments, and then you get into something like production, and it's like you can make as many
Yeah.
sounds as you want to.
I like to put it to the relationship. It's like, so when a painter wants to paint a picture, he grabs all the colors he needs, and then he sits down in front of the canvas and he starts painting. And if he needs something, he has what he chose. We're kind of like painters who don't choose the colors you want before you start drawing the picture, but yet you have access to infinite colors.
That's a really...
That's kind of how electronic music goes when you're on the computer. You have these $500 synths, you have $200 worth of sample packs. I mean, you got at least 30 to 40 gigabytes of sound. That's a lot of sound.
Yeah.
Your song is going to use 10 kilobytes,
Yeah.
1/5000th of your total like tool set. The hardest part's picking the sound, you know,
Right.
and fitting it right. And
You just, in a lot of cases though, when you're picking samples like this one, this acapella sample that I have randomly,
Yeah.
it's just trial and error and just guessing right and finding something that sounds good enough that's spaced out with no instruments behind it. So for instance, like this. All right, so that's transposed, but hold on, let me.
I'm tired of arguing, girl. I'm tired.
Yeah, we chopped that up a bunch of different times.
I'm tired of
I think
arguing,
you had that
girl.
sample in there. I'm tired. I'm tired. And then the freaky, and I just came in and put it into like 16.
And discontagious. What's the latest? Speak your heart. Don't bite your tongue. Don't get it twisted.
Is that something you paid for?
No, I just,
Jacked it
YouTube.
off the internet.
There's so much free
Yeah.
stuff.
but this intro,
I'm tired of arguing, girl.
Girl.
I'm tired of arguing, girl.
I'm tired.
And then
Yeah.
it turns into,
It's really funny, man. Like,
Yep.
I like to think I'm musically inclined. I'm okay,
Yeah,
but
I'm okay.
I'm all right.
you're decent.
But the two of you guys are way more in depth when it comes to like filters and like all of the like
Minutia, yeah.
the producing part of it. Where like I said, like I'd sit down and play something, like, all right, cool, that's it. And that's how when I make shit for myself, that's kind of how I do it. Like I don't really fuck with it a whole lot.
Yeah.
And it's to the point where like I would sit there and be like, oh fuck, I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette or something, because they're just like sitting like staring at the screen, like doing all this shit. I'm
Just
like, well,
open it up and completely just stretch
that reminds
everything.
me of a famous meme I saw years ago when I was first getting into audio production, and it's like just like, you know, the text boxes where people just say something and it's like a conversation. And the first one says, "Hey man, I heard you make music. Can I watch you make beats sometimes?" The guy goes, "Yeah." And then it's like in quotations, and it says, "Dude watches me EQ a snare for 25 minutes." And the next line is, "Hey man, I think I'm gonna go home." It's like that's the deal, man. There's so much you can do right, and there's so much you can do wrong, and the hardest part is finding the difference, because at the start, when you're starting out, you just bought Ableton, you got all these sounds. You don't even know if you're doing right or wrong. You just don't know, because you can't correlate the settings to what's changing in the sound.
And you don't know what compression is. You don't know anything about EQing, and
no idea.
Like, even after years of using Ableton myself, I still don't know as much as I should. You know, and it's like it's just an endless portal of new things, and as you keep progressing on it and keep like figuring out new things and you get faster at it, then it becomes like, oh, you already have like something you're working on, but in the back of your mind you're like, I need to do this, and this to the drums, to this synth, to this vocal sample, and I need all of these. You already have in your mind of what exactly you need to do and how to accomplish that with the different audio effects within Ableton. And I think it's really just about how much experience you have in it, just like anything else, really.
Yeah.
That's why I went into songwriting and not audio production.
Yeah.
Because I don't have the patience for it.
You should have gone into audio production, because you're doing it.
Yeah, I'm doing it, but like I said, I'm better at like I'm better at the bare bones. Like,
yeah,
like that melody should go here, like that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know
like
shit for shit about chord progressions or anything.
Yeah, I'm better at that kind of stuff. I'm not as good at the fine tuning.
Will's a good rhythm guitarist. Put it that way.
I'm a good rhythm, and I can write lyrics pretty well.
Yeah.
Music goes far in between, man. There's so many things. Like, you can have a classic pianist who's memorized penis.
You got to make that
a classic pianist who's memorized every chord and all the transformations you can do with it for E sharp major. He's got 500 chords in his palette, but he's missing something. Like, something in his mind can't be creative. That's why he can't make G. Jones music. But G. Jones can't do what he does because it takes a particular set of skills.
Yeah.
We tend to identify the skills that we can see. When you see someone rip a piano, man, that's sick. You're awesome at piano. But if you want to feel what G. Jones is good at, you got to get into the music. You got to know what he's doing, or you're just like, this guy's a high guy just making loud noises all day.
And when you think about it, it's a lot easier to be technical and figure out what chords to throw in there, because you can have packs of just MIDI chords that are laid out and you're like, oh, my track's in E flat or whatever. Then you can go into Ableton and find chords from stuff you've pre-downloaded.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Rather than like, oh, I'm really good at piano. Now I have to sit down and figure out how to EQ and stem together drums and like all of this crazy stuff, and just sit there and watch YouTube tutorials.
So I think here's a good analogy for this. I am blanking on this guy's name, but there's a performance artist in Australia who, to, I guess, demonstrate a point about what it's like to live in an industrialized society, decided that he was going to make a toaster, but without anyone's help, which means he was going to smelt the metal himself.
Oh
He was
my
going
gosh.
to build all the wiring, coils,
Yeah.
solder everything, and get a working toaster. I think it ended up costing him like $17,000.
Yeah.
That's
to
insane.
build a toaster by himself. So people are so used to, and especially, I get a little bit frustrated when I hear people shit on electronic music, because they just see the front end product and they have no idea what it takes to make that.
Yeah.
And there's just so much shitty people out there making like derivative beats.
Yeah.
They lump the golden nuggets into that big basket too. And I'm just like, no, they're real artists.
I think
seriously.
I think a lot of people are starting to come around though, because of the access that people have to different ways of making music. like you can get an iPad and make something that sounds pretty cool just by downloading a random app that can synthesize different beats and sounds. And when you dive into that and you get so invested in a specific type of music, then you start to become in love with how it's made. And then you understand, like, oh shit, how did he make that sound? And then you come across some subreddits that's called synth recipes, and they're like, hey, how do you make this or how do you make this synth that comes in at 43 seconds? I can't figure it out. And some dude is like, yeah, you take this and you add a chorus on it, but only set it to this delay, and then blah blah blah, all this crazy shit, and it's so beyond anybody's comprehension.
I think a lot of that stuff also stems from the bar being raised. Back when we were, we weren't born, 19, let's just say 20s, 30s, people just wanted to make music. They wanted to pick up a banjo and be good at a banjo. Yeah. They play in front of people go, that's nice. I like that. That was the bar for being a musician. Kids hear Bass Nectar nowadays, they hear Flume, and they go, I don't just want to make music. I want to blow people's minds.
Yeah.
So they get into Ableton and they spend all this money and they're like, this is music, but this isn't what they made. How did they do that?
Yeah.
And that right there is the curiosity driving the underground EDM scene.
Yeah. I mean, there's, again, I think it all goes back to what you were saying earlier, that the toolbox is nearly unlimited, right?
Nearly
in some
unlimited.
sense, if you can fucking dream it, you can achieve it, boys. Like,
Yep.
if you have the creativity and the musical architectural skills in your mind to come up with something, you can find the noises to make it happen. It's just, do you have that gene or do you not? I think in some sense.
You got to want to write music.
So I think that now would be a good time, having talked about what we just did, to like kind of do some of that, kind of start manipulating this track and kind of outlining exactly what we're talking about here.
Can we take a pause, because we should have done this beforehand, but let's pause and move the different sections into clips.
Okay, I've done like 50% of that, but
Yeah, it won't take that long.
We'll be right back.
And we're back.
Hey.
Cool.
Hi, guys. Tight.
How was that break for you guys?
I peed.
It was good.
Peed.
it
Had
was
a
eventful.
Very eventful.
shot. Yeah, that was
It
wild.
was. We don't need to get into all that.
We won't.
No.
We don't want to bore you guys. But yeah, okay. So we have some pieces to play with. Let's just start doing it. I don't know what to say right now. Let's start making some tunes.
Yeah, for sure. Let's
What do you
Go
want to
ahead.
start with?
I say go ahead and set up an audio track for Aaron and Dylan so that they
already
can
set.
make some ad libs.
We're
It's
gonna do
been set.
All right.
Oh, look, this man 10 steps
I
ahead
figured he
of you.
did. I figured he did, but
See this Podvox?
Yeah.
Podvox.
Hey, will you open that door and let the cat in?
Hey, Ben, will you open that door and let the cat in?
Yo.
Kitty needs to come in. We need the cats in here.
Yeah,
We're
because
not
like
the same.
really important part about music is
Pussy.
cats.
All my favorite artists talk about pussy a lot. I assume that means kittens. They like cats a lot.
Yeah, they love cats. Rappers love cats.
Cats and invasive plant species. Weeds.
Yeah, weeds.
I don't know why. You think they just get some Roundup?
And when I imagine a rapper's house, it would be a big house full of cats and like
Also,
a
if
crazy lawn full of like different dandelions, weeds and stuff.
Press play down there, and then
Dandelions.
armed,
What else do they
Okay.
like?
press it again. No, they're
Firearms.
Yeah, they like fire,
So,
like arms of fire. I guess that is pretty badass though.
Yeah.
Press play.
Big fan.
I guess they'd put like some
Press
sort
it
of
again.
protective jelly, like for
And it
stuntmen on
resets
movies.
the. Oh, nice.
And then rappers
That's a
would
cool
light their
feature.
arms on
A little
fire.
let me try
Vaseline,
that.
and they just fight firearms. This is off to a weird start. Dude, did you guys see that shit Banksy did?
Yes.
Did you see this, Aaron?
The shredded.
The shredded. Dude, okay. Those of you that haven't seen it, go look it up. Banksy had a painting sell at auction. You've probably seen it. It's the girl holding the balloon. It's like he pasted it all over New York City. But the original sold for $1.4 million at auction, and then the fucking the frame turned into a shredder the second the gavel hit and just shredded the painting. The best part is it's worth more money now than it was before.
Twice as much.
It's worth way more money now than it was before.
Twice as much.
It's like
He's got to be trolling at this point. point.
Yeah.
But it's like
He was trolling
we
from
all
the
know
get-go.
he's trolling, and that's the art. I don't understand people.
It's
kind
kinda
of
like us.
Someone's gonna buy this episode for $1.4 million. I'm gonna stop making fun of things.
Someday over the rainbow.
Did you ever watch Exit to the Gift Shop, Dylan?
Yeah, dude.
I like the theory because when I first saw that movie, I never considered the fact that it could all be fake. But now that I've watched it again, I'm pretty convinced that what's his name, Mr. Brain Freeze, I think he's the plant for that.
Gotta
film.
be.
Ooh.
Some nice chords.
I like what you're doing with that, Will.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do it.
to it,
Get to it.
gonna get through it. Oh,
That's the fun of the push,
dude,
man.
That's so fun. Dude, the push is like the coolest little piece of technology.
Yeah, when are we gonna get Ableton to sponsor us so we can just have all
Y'all
the goodies?
just like,
Yo, send us those controllers, man.
bro, we'll keep doing cool shit if y'all would just please sponsor us. We're, and that, I guess, is like a, real quick, we are gonna have some cool stuff soon. If you guys, the listeners, would like to sponsor us in some form or fashion, we're gonna have some cool merchandise at some point in the near future. And, it'll help a lot. So think about it, try it out.
try it out.
Try it out.
What would be an awful company that's like the worst version of Ableton? Is there something like that?
Like shitty Ableton?
Yeah, like terrible Ableton.
You know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb and be pretty honest. Most dudes who do audio and programming kind of have their stuff together. Like, there's really very few programs out there that are bad audio programs.
Yeah.
Like, they're extremely hard to make. So, I don't know.
Nobody's gonna put the time or effort into making like a subpar product.
Exactly. Like, it takes so much
Even-
to program audio in the digital or the analog realm. I mean, it's
You
just...
even look at like Fruity Loops, which is something that like not a ton of very serious professional people use, but you look at what Ethan was able to make in Fruity Loops, like Lucid Chrome, what that kid did with Fruity Loops is like made a fucking fire ass album.
I know, dude. Fruity Loops is amazing. People who say like this DAW is better than the other or blah 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 blah, they don't know what they're talking about. I mean, there are some DAWs with some limitations. Like, obviously, if you're recording a band in a studio, you're gonna need Pro Tools. You're gonna need something that easily interfaces this 128 track, whatever rack that you have. You're gonna need something that makes that easy. But most kids aren't doing that. So Fruity Loops, Ableton, FL, or Pro Tools, whatever you're using, it's not going to make much of a difference.
How you use it.
It's the sounds you use within it. Yeah.
All right. So speaking of sounds we use, give me the drum track. What did you guys do for the drums? Was that all on the push?
I'll play that first clip. So that's just like the basic, that really slow thing that we had the large bass line going to. A lot of space.
Yeah, let it breathe.
That's because we had other things filling the hole.
It's the part where the drug lord in the nightclub's just like, I'm impressed you made it this far. And he like motions over his shoulder with two fingers just in the forehead.
Yeah.
Bunch of goons just come in. Hero looks up, smirks, takes out his gun, and gets the business. That's what I want the
Gets
song
the
to be at the end of the
Gets
night.
the biz.
Can we get a loop going and let Aaron and Dylan just ad lib for a couple of seconds?
We definitely can.
What's our top? What do you want to ad lib about? What you were just talking about, like.
Already the sample says "chicka chicka, I'm tired."
Okay.
He doesn't say it like that. He says
I'm tired.
tied. So you could talk about being tied, like tied up, or you could talk about being exhausted. You know,
All right.
whatever,
All right. Let's see
whatever.
what happens.
Let your muse flow
Let's
through
bounce,
you.
bounce some ideas off of one another. Is it running?
It gets off even a little bit when I try to do it on time. That's why I'm stopping it. Because you're right, that reset's really helpful.
It is.
Got a track.
You guys want to record at the same time, or
That's fine.
I don't think I'm gonna stick to a theme.
It's fine.
I think I'm just gonna go.
Say weird words and see
Yep.
what comes out. Okay.
That's the best kind of electronic music ad libs.
Oh,
Anyway.
Ben cut me off.
No more for you.
I've been cut off.
Let me know when it's running.
got you.
Alright, we'll stop and do after the 8 bars.
Sleepy boy. Sleepy boy. I'm so tired. I'm retired.
Buy more, sell less, upsell, degress.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do yours again because we didn't get it.
All right, that's fine. Here we go.
It's off.
I'm retired.
Buy
Oh,
more,
we did get it.
buy more,
Just sell it.
Sell
Just the
that.
last of it.
I love it.
I'm
Buy more,
retired.
sell less,
Degress.
degress.
Is degress a word?
No, probably not.
Yeah, it's a
Uh,
word. It's
the,
a word.
The correct word is digress, and it means to stem away from the current topic that you're on because you were on a tangent.
Wow.
That's what we should call the podcast.
I digress.
I digress.
Digression.
Just call it
digression.
dukes.
Neil digress Tyson.
Neil digress Tyson. Yo,
Lit.
shout out to Neil though.
Yo, yeah.
Come hang out with us, Neil. I'll talk
Neil,
particle
dude,
physics
yeah,
all
I'll
day.
talk whatever you want to talk, bro.
Yeah,
All right.
we could teach him a few things too. You know.
We'll talk
that should
tachyons.
loop on time.
We'll talk positrons, electrons, whatever he wants to talk about.
What'd you say, Ben?
It should loop right now.
All right.
Tachyons, smackyons. Gonna put the hurt. Gonna get the squirt.
Get that squirt. You gonna make that hurt. Never let it go. Word. Take it back, Earth. I'm so tired. I'm retired. I'm a tire. Get a rubber, man. I'm tired. That's so lazy. This shit's so crazy. It's so amazing. I feel good, man. Maybe.
All right.
Yeah, give
Sing
us some.
another song, son.
I like it. I like
Spit
it.
some bars one more time, bruh. I'm a silly little dude kicking mofos than any of you could do. Like, it's some dumb shit. Hey, it's still some fun shit. Even if we miss something, we gon' still sing to them. Bring it here, girl. Let me see what you can do. I feel funny, feel loopy. I'm so goddamn goofy. I'm a Looney Tune, and y'all step to me. I'ma get that poon too. I'm a crazy boy. Woo! Still a lazy boy. All I do is burn down. I'm retired. I lay around in the bed and act tired. That's fire. Y'all don't need this. Y'all really can't see this. Hey, I'ma see this. I'ma see this through until I read shit. Fuck up. I dropped it. I'ma pick it back up, man. I got it. Every time I come around, I'ma spit for my homies. I do this shit real quick, man. Phony baloney. You motherfuckers never know me. That was off beat, man, homie. I'ma fix that real quick. Click clack, real shit. Get crunchy. Get dummy. Like I crashed dumb. That's a crash, homie. Aaron, pick it up though.
Hi, my name is White Steve. I'm a guy I'm not allowed to grieve. Masculinity is a prison. I'm not allowed to look through the hisn. I want to paint and jump, but I'm not allowed, so I go to work and I go there all day long. I don't love my wife. I hate my kids. I wish I could just sit. I don't know what I'm going with. I can't rap. All right. Buy more, sell less.
My
Give me
man's
some.
on a
Give me
real
some
one.
like some. That was dope. That was
dope.
great. Let it roll. Keep it rolling. I want to get like. I want to hear some like some whoops and some like some ad lib shit. Yeah.
All right, I'll try my best.
Chop, 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 chop. oh. Skit, 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 skit.
$.
Get that money, money.
Get the money.
Hey, acting funny.
Hey, daddy.
Cause those money, bring us honeys.
Hey.
Every funny bunnies.
Hey.
We have lots of tummies cause we funny bunny.
Hey,
We get those honeys with the money we get from the bunnies.
Hop around, man, we hanging with them honeys. That's so funny. It's a podcast, we making them laugh, and we kick it so cool, man, we never relax. Like, that's so funny. Where the honeys, honey? We got that bunny, hop around. Catch up, man, we never down.
What's so funny? Hit your tummy.
Let
Get the
me-
money from the bunny.
Hey.
Bunny.
Hey, it's so funny, honey.
The cow goes.
More ad-libs. So, like, what do people ad-lib about? Like,
Chicken, kush.
Alienation.
retardation.
Whoa.
Synthesation.
It rhymes. It doesn't mean what you guys think it
Meditation.
means.
Retardation.
Congratulations.
Euthanasia.
We are a nation.
insinuation.
Are we?
All right.
I don't know. Are we a nation? We don't really know.
All right.
But we have good relations.
It's a whole new sensation.
Nation,
The
relation,
deviation.
vacation, bivation, motivation.
All right.
Explanation.
All right.
Deviation.
That's how you shut down any idea.
All right.
You said retardation. Everyone got
Yeah,
sad.
it really ruins the whole. Look, guys,
Alright.
all that means is to inhibit something. It doesn't have anything to do with what you guys think
Yeah.
it means.
Like, my sheets are fire retardant.
Yeah, exactly like that.
It means they won't catch on fire because they're
Aaron.
coated in a special chemical.
It's really good for helping you go to sleep.
Yeah.
All right, so now we have a ton of great stuff to use.
Beautiful. What else are we
Before
gonna
all
do?
That was cool.
That was
What's
fun.
next?
I'm not
So
sure.
let's start. I think it'd be cool if you guys take some of those parts that you have and maybe manipulate them a little bit and mess around with them. So
Okay.
maybe you don't want to do that. I
Different
don't know. Just
That would
an
be
idea.
cool. No,
Yeah,
that would be
change
really
timbres
cool.
and tones and stuff.
All right. Well, we could do an entirely new drum rack and do different sounds with that.
I would like that.
That'd be tight.
Okay.
Neat.
What was your other option, though? You definitely had another option.
Yeah,
My-
you're gonna say something else.
You made it seem like there was the next second option.
Second option is using the same chords but changing the sounds. But we can do both.
We could
Why
actually
not
do
both?
both.
All right.
And
So
we'll put it in the palette. We'll see what comes of it. It's got to be in the palette, though.
that's a kick right now.
You can get weird with it, Ben.
I think
a
we did
weird
that
kick.
already, but what do you mean?
I don't know. It's like maybe some weird polyrhythm stuff or some interesting drum samples. I'm just throwing ideas.
Yeah, we can do whatever.
I have no idea how it works, so
Will's doing that thing again.
I think Will is not appreciating my feedback.
Hey.
No, I'm just breathing, dude.
He was
Just
looking
totally-
at me with some anger.
breathing
eyes.
totally normal.
No, see my face. I can't work my face, man. I do it all wrong.
Are you a lizard, like with a bunch of levers and buttons?
See, inside I feel a certain way, and then I realize later on that
That
people
was not-
interpret my export of feelings and words and facial expressions is more negative than they really are.
Yeah.
Are you like that guy from Men in Black who's the bug inside of the man's body?
Kind of, in a way, yeah.
Okay.
It's like inside is indifference,
Yeah.
apathy, and
It comes
outside
across as hatred.
it comes across as hatred. Yeah, it's like I don't care.
Makes sense. That guy was just trying to find a planet to live on, chill.
Exactly, man. That's what I'm trying to be.
Trying to find a planet to live
I'm
on.
just trying to find a planet to live on.
That could be a good sample. I'm just trying to find a planet to live on. That's too long. Way too long. Useless.
No, you can do it.
Trying to find a planet to live on.
You just have to match the beat with how you say it.
You can
Depends
break
on
it
the
up
beat.
into different, like trying to live a planet to live on.
Exactly. Trying to
Planet,
find a
trying to-
planet to live on.
Tachyons,
What's that?
smachyons.
Tachyon is a
Gonna put the
theoretical
hurt-
particle that we've never
Gonna
found,
get the squirt.
but we believe
Get
exists
that
based
squirt.
on our current calculations.
You gonna make
And we
that
think
hurt?
it's the first particle that we could theorize that travels faster than light. So it's something that, because that's a fundamental law of general relativity, is you can't travel faster than light. Well, we've theorized that if there were a particle that could, this is what it would do. And we call that particle a tachyon. It's literally a piece of matter that lives faster than the speed of light.
That's fucking crazy.
And the way that it accelerates and decelerates, it's physically impossible for it to ever reach the speed of light by slowing down. So its deceleration is on an infinite curve, but it will never actually hit the speed of light. It'll always travel faster than it.
That's fucking crazy. How many people made it through the poop talk earlier to get to that crazy explanation of what a tachyon is?
Email us. Let us know.
Let us know.
If you made it there, you get a cookie.
What particle do you want to know about this week? This week we're
What's up, Aaron?
discussing.
I'm gonna
Aaron.
put this out there. I hear all these astrophysicists and quantum mechanicists talk about this stuff, and I don't buy it.
You know?
I think it's like, I don't know the math. They could just be making it up. How am I supposed to like verify this?
It's called theoretical physics.
Or wizardry. They could
Whatever.
be charlatans.
Tomato,
and they don't even know what
tomato,
they're
dude.
talking about.
Tomato,
and they're getting all
tomato.
this money to go speak at colleges, and it's not even like a thing. You know, we could just make up our own science stuff and make it sound kind of cool.
See, this is
Sonny
the
did
They've
that
got-
first.
they've got the
Always Sonny
credentials.
did this bit before we did. We should just let it die. You know,
Oh,
how
Aaron
how
got
did you
shut
pour
down.
over the day to yourself?
All
Did you
right.
say you take it on faith?
I thought it was a good bit,
It is. I'm just fucking with it.
but it's dead now.
the best bits are universal, man.
Best bits are Universal. Well,
Is
the
that
best
another
bits.
science joke?
As in Universal Music Group, the best bits are owned by Universal.
Okay. Yeah.
I was gonna say the best bits are quantum bits because they can be either
Yeah,
one
they
or zero.
could be a 1 or a 0.
Those
Nerd
two
jokes.
really like
That was
that
a good
lot.
joke.
Nerds.
If you're a nerd.
Nerd alert.
Nerds.
Ooh.
Nerds. Herds of nerds, we flock like birds, we eat turds unless we're heard.
That's the most real lyric of the night.
It's the best thing that anybody's ever said on Save That. If you don't hear us, we're gonna eat turkey.
Yeah. Sorry, Lucid Chrome.
Sorry, really good rapper that we had on our show. We supplanted you with Alex.
Ooh, whoa.
Ooh.
Oh, do that again.
Oh fuck! Which one was that?
Oh,
wanna
don't know
mess
it.
with what you're doing. Can I mess with stuff while you're in Omnisphere? Or does it fuck it up?
Yeah, you
Don't
can.
do that.
I just can't change his sound.
Oh, you can't change the sound while I'm fucking with stuff?
Yeah.
Because it like takes your cursor.
Yeah.
Okay. I won't mess with it then. Technical difficulties.
Yeah, I don't know that everybody fully appreciates the difficulty of it, but we talk about it a lot, so I'm not gonna do that again.
It's hard.
That's a
It's
really
very
cool
difficult
sound.
to do this thing we're trying to do. Yeah.
But what's
That's
the
why
fun in trying
we're,
to do
we're
something
podcast pioneers, man.
Professionals.
Professional podcast pioneers. We should call ourselves the Triple P Podcast. The PPP Podcast.
PPPers.
Podcast. Yeah, that's right. I said it.
I said it.
easy? You're willing to suck now so that you or others that follow will be greater. Truly noble sacrifice.
Ooh. I'm a big fan of that one.
It sounds like a door.
That sounds like a meme.
That sounds like Donkey Kong.
Oh yeah, you're right, it does.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting thing to talk about. What he's doing right now is like Ben is shuffling through these different sounds while Will plays the same progression repeatedly. And it sounds completely different.
It does. Because you can think of like the keys that
And
he's
you know it's
playing.
real because I keep fucking up.
Yeah.
You can think of the keys he's playing as the root, you know, the middle frequency. It's controlling like what all the sounds are honed into, the exact frequency. But then the timbre is kind of how far away it strays from the center of the note.
Hold on. That's the sound. That's the sound.
That's hard AF. Ooh.
Yeah, fuck with that for sure.
I think that changes the whole song.
I love that.
It changes the vision, though. You know, it stops being a nightclub song. Now it's like something else. I don't know.
Wait, yeah. What's your visual on this?
I'm gonna have to hear it in a little bit more context than I give you.
That's the thing, man. It's hard to keep an image, keep a direction, a song.
All right,
That's
go.
a fun sound.
Well, we need to hear what we have. You know?
All right, and yeah.
Well, we have a lot, and it's
Yeah.
all laid out throughout clips, so it's kind of hard to just play the different parts unless you want to do that.
Ben, make it work.
You know what? I'm trying. It's so hard. Okay.
Well, obviously the arrangement's much easier. Were we recording that clip session we did earlier?
With me and
Where we were doing drums and like ad-libs and all that stuff?
Buy more. Sell less.
it's off. No, that's not you. It's the.
It's okay. We'll
latency.
fix it in post.
Egress. That should be our catchphrase.
Trust us, Aaron. You're
That was
flawless.
seriously one of the workshop names. Dylan and I sat down and we're like going through possible name ideas, and fix it in post was definitely one of them.
It was high on the list.
It catches the spirit of the project.
Mostly all we're doing. I like the crunchiness of that synth though.
What's it got on the mod wheel? It's pretty cool.
So what is it? What is happening to the keyboard noises he's playing that makes that sound?
Right now?
Yeah.
All right, play a note, Will. So right now, there's a modulation wheel, and I'm guessing it's controlling a few things right now. I hear a high-pass filter, or maybe a notch filter. It's controlling a lot of stuff. You basically have, this is the sound. This is the actual sound, but when we filter down and we cut off some of it, you're hearing the missing frequencies, and you're hearing the resonance, which is basically a fancy word for the leftovers of the sound passing through the filter. Okay. So that's the real sound. That's the filtered sound.
Okay.
So by changing that over time, we can make cool sounds.
You know what this is in my head right now, Dylan?
What?
This is a robot who he just quit his job at the Amazon factory.
Okay.
And he's like gonna start breakdancing.
Hey,
Boom.
it's
boom, boom.
your boy B-Bot. It's
I'm
your
done.
boy B-Bot. I'ma walk out of this shop right now, y'all. It's your boy B-Bot. It's your boy B-Bot. It's your boy B-Bot. I'ma walk out of this shop right now real quick. All I wanna do is dance and shit. Walk out of this shop real quick. All I wanna do is dance and shit. Woo! It's your boy B-Bot.
Bebop.
It's your boy B-Bot.
Bebop.
I dance my ass off and walk out of this shop throwing fingers at the down. Yeah, shit.
I like
I
that,
tried.
though. I like that.
B-Bot.
Bebop.
Bebop.
New hit
My
single.
name's Bebop.
I don't know if anyone has as much fun with this podcast as we do.
That doesn't
point,
matter.
man. We're
As long as
having
we're having
fun.
fun. Fucking the rest of them.
He doesn't mean that we like you guys.
You're not even listening. Whoever you are.
You're not even listening.
It's just our nice friends that turn this on while they're sleeping.
Yeah, fucking put it on in their
Put it
car
on
and
loop.
then turn it all the way down.
They're driving. They're like, you know, this is nice, but the sound of the wind blowing is better.
It's cool because it's like I'm taking a road trip, and Dylan's in the car, but I get to turn him down.
Dude, I hope this is the podcast that people listen to, and they're like, man, maybe I should put a limiter on my phone.
Oh man.
Screen time podcast only 1 hour.
Yeah. Shout out iOS 12 and that screen time limiter. Appreciate you, Apple.
Jesus, dude.
What a sound.
Sounds menacing.
Oh.
See,
Woo!
that's
Hey, you
just
can hear the
ominous,
cycles.
though.
Okay.
Ben's about to cut me off.
I think he did.
No, I was gonna give you a new sound.
Yeah, give me something to play with them.
Yeah, give Alex some control because I need to step away and
All right.
think about my
All
life.
right.
I need to think about my life.
So it's fair to say that most of this track will be done in post.
Oh, yeah.
Pre and post. We came together to talk about sound, and I think we've done a very good job.
Yeah.
I think we have. Sound
So-
is cool.
All right. Play.
I'm in clip mode. Let me go over to session.
What you got to say, Dylan?
I was gonna say it might be something cool to do.
That is
That's
demonic.
something cool.
That
to
sounds
do.
like a motorcycle starting up.
Give it an octave up.
A space motor.
A
Tron
motorcycle from
motorcycle.
Uranus.
Ooh. Now it's like a space opera.
Yeah.
Mission control. Mission control.
What are we doing?
What were you gonna say? You had a point you're about
It's
to
probably
make.
not very important. I was gonna say is we could, for some further exploration of the idea of manipulating sound, we could take some of that silly shit me and Aaron were saying to each other and
Cut it up.
destroy those vocals. But I think that's also pretty hard to do.
It just takes time. It'll all get in the track for sure.
For sure.
I'm fucking with the effects and stuff.
We're just gonna fuck with sounds for the rest of the episode.
Turn into musical masturbation
I think-
real quick, dude.
This is like some inside the wormhole stuff. Right
Yeah.
now. It's like, sir, the alien transmission has sent us. We're trying to decode it.
Ben, arm mine so I can play chords so he can just fuck around over it.
I gotta reselect that, don't I?
There you go.
Oh, yeah, I gotta find your thing. It's kind of interesting because I'm fixed into a scale. I mean, I'm not really, but
Okay.
We found our way back into the nightclub.
you're walking towards the boss.
Hey, boss man, what it do? Boss man, let me see you. Boss man, what it do? Boss man, let me see you. Try to get the bag. I'ma try to get the bag.
It does sound like some Street Fighter shit.
Yeah.
This is definitely.
Ah, man, that's fun.
That's so good.
Yeah,
That's. I think it. I don't know if it's anybody else's favorite part. It's my favorite part of this entire thing we do is to let you guys just do that, like the weird improv. I love watching all three of you guys get into that zone, that fucking improv zone where you're all making funny faces and making cool noises with your shit, and it's not. I don't know. It gets really interesting.
It's
me.
so fun, man, to draw a picture and to know that somebody else is like seeing the picture you're drawing, and they hit something, and it just draws another part of it. It's like, damn, that's really cool.
It's wild.
It is super wild.
Sorry, I had to drink some water. It's important to stay hydrated, kids.
Oh,
So what is that? What you're playing? What is that an emulation of? Like what?
The push?
Well, no, that particular sound that you're using right now. What is that? Is it like a mod? Like what is that
Let me
noise?
hear this.
It's a synth, right? But
Yeah,
is it emulating
Keep playing
anything,
it.
or is
it's a saw wave with a little bit of it cut off.
what does that mean?
Kinda high pitch.
If you ever see the word saw in any patch or sample, it's gonna have that like zzz, like that zzz
Yeah.
sound to
Just like the
Oh, like literally like a saw.
Play,
Like
yeah.
play this sound.
it. Typical saw.
electronic music.
And then like the bass, the wah 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 wah. That's a wobble. I mean, these are all. It's like
Well, this is actually an interesting sound. This is a square wave, but it has we're using a sine wave to filter it. So the sine wave is what gives it the wobble, but the texture itself is actually made from the square wave. See, it goes deep. Like sound is all math. It's all math when you get down to it. Math over time specifically.
That was the weirdest thing when I started trying to mess around with music at all is like understanding that there's set time lengths and like it's an equation in some sense, like what you can fit into that time signature
Exactly.
and like how you fit those things into that time signature is how you create an interesting pattern with music. I don't know. It's bizarre and completely
very cool.
beyond my realm of comprehension
Anybody can comprehend it. It just takes a little bit to think about.
a lot of time.
I thought it was cool. Something Will did earlier that no one really pictured is like you played a really low note. You can hear the cycles per second because that's what frequency is, right? It's
Right.
measured in hertz. Capital
Waves,
H,
yeah.
lowercase z is cycles per second. It's, a simple way of saying that is something that happens, and it happens the same way it happens however many times a second. And that's what sound is. Like this has a very low cycles per second.
And that's
really
literally
low.
the peaks and valleys on the wave, right?
this
On the
is-
sound wave, that's how many times it goes up and down in a second.
right.
Yes,
this is,
exactly.
This is a C note. This is the same note. It's exactly
12
twice as much.
semitones higher,
One
which is an
octave.
octave higher, which is
this isn't right. But if this were 440 hertz, this would be 220. This would be 110.
Yeah.
no other way. If this was 440, this would be 880,
Oh,
and then
right.
the
Yeah, 'cause
next
it's
one would be
higher,
Right.
higher pitch
Right.
frequencies move faster.
So-
you know what I meant.
So
Yeah, I
literally twice as fast though,
Right,
per
yeah.
octave.
Welcome to the Save That Music lesson.
That's
Calling
what this
all
one
the
is turned
orcs!
into, and I like it. Battle stations, battle stations, battle stations. Arm yourselves.
it's like we're building some boss fight.
Arm yourselves. Arm yourselves.
No, if you were just chilling, podcasting, and you just heard out your window,
It's an alarm.
ooh,
Hey, it's White Steve back.
Yo, okay, we've got the track laid out. They heard it. Can we just throw the beat up and just kind of jam for a couple minutes and just call that the episode?
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
what we were trying to do.
action-packed episode.
I think we have completed the goals we have set for ourselves.
Which
Yeah.
were none.
Don't spoil.
Do you want to do
the
our
illusion.
save that suggestions first,
yeah.
and then we'll jam it out?
Sure.
Benjamin?
How do you guys feel about that? I mean,
fine with it. I
I'm
don't
just
care.
spitballing here. You can tell me no.
I know. I love telling you no, but in this case, I'm fully on board.
Okay. All right.
That sounds really cool.
All right, I'll go first. My Save That suggestion for this week is Serengeti. Serengiti. Nope. Serengeti. Serengeti.
Spelled like it sounds.
Yeah. Well, apparently not because I can't spell it. It's good hip-hop music. He's prolific. He's creative. He's from Chicago. Check him out.
He's fucking dope. He's got, I don't even know how much to talk about it. He's got like, he has his own music that's from his perspective, and he also has music that's from the perspective of this character,
Kenny G.
He's just like an amalgamation of a bunch of Chicago stereotypes. Like he likes bratwursts and O'Douls, and it's a really cool.
Oh my god, we didn't even talk about this.
Shit, hold on, yeah.
Aaron, let me tell this.
Yeah.
Let me give a little bend for Aaron.
I've been listening to Serengeti for about 2 years, but he came to Nashville just last week, and Dylan and I went and saw him. And because he was coming to town, I showed him to everyone in the room. I was like, "Listen to this guy. He's coming to town. Come to the show with me." Only Dylan came. We had a great time. Hung out with Serengeti, bought him shots. Aside from that, there's a song that he has called Dennehy, where he talks about his favorite drink is O'Doul's. And so because Aaron's been listening to the song a lot, he went to the store and bought a 6-pack of O'Doul's to bring to the apartment tonight to drink for the show. And he didn't realize that O'Doul's is a non-alcoholic beer.
His face, like he was so proud. Like he brought it in, like, guys, look what I got. Like it's a special craft beer. And when Will told him it was non-alcoholic, his jaw fucking dropped, bro. He poured one down the sink. He was so upset about it.
I've got 5 O'Doul's if anybody wants.
Yeah,
them.
if any of you guys are ex-alcoholics,
Dude, we'll send you O'Doul's.
Dude, I will totally mail you O'Doul's. You send me one sample, I'll send an O'Doul's to your house.
Amen.
Might personally deliver it if you're close enough.
Listen to Serengeti.
Yeah, go listen to Serengeti. He's fucking, yeah. You guys go, because I'm still thinking over here.
Alright, I have a good one.
We got
So my dude tonight is I want to recommend everyone to please go listen to a guy named Cedric Watson.
Cedric Watson.
Cedric Watson. He is a Creole musician from Lafayette, Louisiana. And he is doing his damnness to preserve Creole music while keeping it pretty, like, 21st century in a way. He collaborates with a lot of different musicians, but he still maintained, like, he sings in traditional Creole
his name
French.
again?
Cedric Watson.
Okay.
He sings in traditional Creole French, but he also, like, his most recent project was he had this guy from Mali, Africa, called Boubacar Traore, and they did an album together that was a combination of like Louisiana folk music and African like dope blues beats. It's great. It's like nothing I've really ever heard before. But Cedric Watson, if you can, go see him. I think he's touring in Europe right now. I don't know. I just appreciate that. I'm from Louisiana, so I have a little bit of a tint anytime I see. It warms my heart whenever people are trying to keep the French culture alive.
Yeah, so do all of our friends in Europe. Go catch that tour.
You heard us, Stefan.
Yeah, Stefan, quit letting us down. Somebody else do something I still don't know what I'm going to say.
All right, I'll give a shout out to Science, man. Shout out to Science for music. Shout out to Science for interesting conversations. For the possibility to do creative things with the tools life has given us. That's my Save That shout out.
That's some good shit.
Hell yeah.
Science, bitch.
Science, bitches. All right, I got something. It's kind of flying by the seat of my pants here, but if you've never heard of the band Ween,
Nice.
I think that you should go listen to Ween. Ween is, I don't know how to properly explain to you what Ween is. They're a band that can...
It's drug music.
It's not, you're rude.
It's rock and roll. It's fucking awesome. And I say that...
Yeah,
I shit on everything you love, Dylan, but I really have a soft spot in my heart for Ween.
They're so cool because I could play you 10 songs by Ween in a row, and you'd think that I played you 10 different bands. They have, like, kick-ass country albums. They have weird psych prog stuff. Like, The Mollusk is such a strange hallucinogenic album. Like, they make all this really weird music. And if you like something, I promise they've got something for you. So go check out Ween specifically if like you want a place to start. Like, go check out the Mollusk by Ween, and I think you'll really enjoy it. Check out Ween.
Good one.
Yeah.
All right.
What's up, Benjamin?
So, first and foremost, Mario Party
Yo.
Hey.
is out.
Boy.
If you want to ruin friendships,
If you like,
get you some Mario Party.
we almost killed this podcast already today.
But yeah, let's not lie. When we took that break that only took a second for you, we played a couple games of, not 2 games of Mario Party, but we played some mini games, you know.
Some mini games, baby. What's your favorite mini game so far? I think I know the answer to this. You bitch.
Ben's good at baseball.
I like the baseball one.
Baseball has been very, very good to me.
I also like the soccer one a lot.
Yeah, the soccer one's good.
And I don't know that there's so many. There's 80 mini games.
Fuck that candy jar one. That shit can die.
I hate the
My
candy
name's
jar
Ben,
one.
and I like sports.
I like sports.
Isn't that a weird? It's a weird thing.
Yeah, Mario Party's dope.
I like the magnet one.
I think Mario Party's so good is because it's like partly there is skill involved, but also it's just randomness. It's a lot like life.
Yeah.
You can work really hard, but sometimes someone's
not-
just gonna get stars for bullshit. Most tiles, less tiles. Come on.
This way, we get it. Your kids need to play 2 games growing up: Monopoly and Mario Party. They need to know that if they don't take control of the situation, they're going to be fucked by the capitalistic assholes around them. And they also need to know that no matter how hard they try, they might get fucked by pure chance.
Yeah.
So if you have kids out there and you listen to Save That, I feel like the Venn diagram, there's a very small center section. But if you fill that center area, put your kids on some Mario Party, put your kids on some Monopoly, do the right thing by them. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I have 2 more.
Oh, shit, boy.
So, yeah, it's too short.
No,
Two-
take as
two
long as you
shorties.
want.
Too Short's one of your,
2 shorts.
the rapper Too Short?
Yeah.
I got you.
So the next one is Super Quercetin. It is a natural supplement that is good for allergies.
What's it
that
called?
has Super Quercetin.
Oh, you offered me some of that yesterday when I was
Yeah.
sneezing.
Sounds like drugs.
That's what I said. I was like, is it legal?
It's like kratom.
Kratom.
It's legal. It's a natural supplement.
What's it do?
It's just really good for allergies, like seasonal allergies.
Okay.
It's like Zyrtec,
But holistic.
but natural, and it
All
has
natural.
vitamin C in it too.
Dang. I love vitamin C, bruh.
Another vitamin C recommendation. And then the last one is Sammy G. Sam Galatry. He is a dope producer. Check out Escapism and Escapism 2. All of his music is gold, and he's a true inspiration. And he's a super modest dude.
Say his name again.
Sam Galatry.
You
Sam
can find him at
Galatria?
Sam G.
Galatry. Sam G.
Sam G.
Sam G. Gamwise. And now let's jam these motherfuckers up out the building.
Play us out, man.
Save That podcast.
Thank you.
Peace, baby.
Don't hate it. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to tell your friends.
Check out the website, savethatpodcast.com.
Subscribe, like it, slap it, smack it, twist
Send
it, pop
us
it.
your hard-earned money.
Just like $1 or $2, though. Also, you could send us baked goods. Send us cards in the mail. Email us and tell us what your favorite childhood cartoon was.